Here. Hey, Thrifty, hey, Preacher. Anybody else up here yet? I know we went up at an odd time, but one of the big holdups we had is working till 9 o'clock. Hey, Geeky. We put up a video a few minutes ago, kind of showing y'all an update. Hey, B-Bird. It still says we ain't got one in here. 6 now. But I want to tell y'all something if you didn't watch the video. We've been in a drought. Ain't had no rain at all. It ain't rained an inch in months. And then we got 6 inches. Hey, Mason. Yeah, 6 inches in 3 days. But it was so dry that, well, hey, Chuck Russell. Introduce yourself. We try to do a little fellowship thing. Everybody gets to know everybody. Hey, Petway. We're glad to have you. I don't know if you heard what I told Chuck, but introduce yourself. Tell everybody about your operation. Everybody tries to get to know everybody. We don't want your mama's maiden name or social security number or nothing. Just get to know folks. Thank you, B-Bird. But we got a litter of pigs might be born tonight. That's one of the other reasons I don't know if I put it in the title or not, we're going to get off on time. That's right, Geeky. That's the same kind of thing we've got going on, that it's saved up and it's all going to rain at one time. It's supposed to rain every day next week. And that's a little concerning. He is, B-Bird. He's inexperienced. He's not old. I know he's a big boy, but the age just ain't there. He's not a year old yet. And I forgot to monetize this live. I forgot all about it. I don't think I can go back and do it now, can I, Geeky? Well, it's good to meet you, Chuck. There's a lot of knowledge in here tonight. There's a lot of people that's watching, that's here with you. Hey, Stephanie. Well, Stephanie, we've been trying to do videos and can't get them done, one thing or the other. The weather, time, phone's not charged, the tablet won't work right. Something all the time. This thing's still glitchy. Well, good deal, Petway. Hey, Alex. We're getting the South covered pretty good. But I'm a little worried about the weather, especially we're trying to grow some stuff to sell. Well, thank you, B-Bird. I really do appreciate that. Thank you a lot. Hey, Keto. She's around here somewhere. Well, Alex, that's where we're at. We're in North Carolina. Hey, Yukon Cornelius. We've been in the 90s some here too, but then it went to raining. Well, just give me a call when you get time. We're probably going to go, I might go deal with that hog tonight after we get off here, but I don't know what temperature was here today. It was cloudy and raining, so it wasn't as bad. Yeah, by the time we got in the house and ate, it was time to go up. That's why we did 9:45. Give us 15 minutes to eat. Hey, Warren. Warren, my phone died the other night when I was talking to you. And I'm sorry I forgot to call you back. I just wanted to tell you that. But we knew it was going to die, you know. Well, y'all tell me what's been going on in y'all's places now. Hey, Gordon, Cody, Prelude. Well, it won't. Hey, Dino, Swafford. Everybody, we try to do the little fellowship thing. Everybody new. Oh yeah, Cody, I saw the comment about it a while ago. That last bow I had was a spot cross. Hey, Jamie, but it won't 96%. It was about a quarter, I think. Well, Geeky, we've been irrigating, but not enough. The truth is, I run my water pump hot. Hey, Matthew. Oh, I run my water pump hot trying to water. We pump so much that now the well's spitting us butter. I can be, Bird. Hey, Kaleidoscope. Hey, Jim. How you doing? Hey, Matt. We got Matt. B Bird. It might well be about as easy to do it in a doggone email or call me on the phone. Yeah, Cody, a spot do right cross used to be, a spot Hampshire crosses used to be the ticket here. That's what everybody wanted. A spot do right cross was the main meat hog there was. The notches are supposed to mean a notch on this size, the month he was born, notch over here on some particular spot. I'll tell you what litter he came out of, another notch to who his mama was. Sometimes there's a notch to you which another identifying where he's a boar or gilt. And to be honest with you, to really tell you where you had to put them, I had to get the book out. Because we haven't notched pigs in forever. Now, here in North Carolina, you can notch them instead of tagging them. Yeah, Geeky, we run some water down the middles on some corn, but it didn't do good, Yeah, Jim, we're doing pretty good. I was so far behind, I had a little spell with my health the other week. And then we had a gas shortage. You couldn't get any gas. And then we had, hey, preacher, I thought you were already in here. But then we had, what else happened? Then we had the drought. Then we had the flood. But it's been a busy 2 or 3 weeks. The gas shortage got me about as good as anything. We couldn't even work for getting no fuel. Didn't even have fuel in the tractors. How are things over there, Gordon? That's exactly right, Alex. They quit panic buying. I don't know what you do to stop that. We see that every hurricane. Honestly, Kaleidoscope? No, not full. We had the same problem, Jim. Normally, if you plant stuff on Good Friday around here, well, I'm glad to hear that, Matt. Well, that's about right, Alex. But we try to stay off of politics as much as possible. We all know what's going on. Just don't bother to talk about it. Well, good deal, Gordon. I don't own a cow right now, Gordon. I'm never going to own any more brood cows. I'm going to start buying feeder calves and feeding them out and butchering them. I don't think I ever intend to own another milk cow or another brood cow. In fact, we broke half the cow pasture up and landed. Not that I enjoy having them, but they're just, honestly, folks, small scale, homesteader scale, you can't make any money on cows. You can't make them break even. You can't raise your beef cheaper than you buy. You just can't make it work. Did it hack a meat packer be bird? Tell you what, show. Hey, Randy Harden. Introduce yourself. Let everybody know who you are. Did Kubota drop my free tractor off? No. If anybody brings me a free tractor, it's going to be a mass person. And they can keep the tractor. I got plenty of tractors. Somebody needs to bring me a Homer. I got trucks, tractors, and loaders, and I need something to grass with. I will tell y'all kind of a semi-interesting story. I just about killed myself mowing grass with a tractor. It was so dry here that the sand, well, that's one thing, Gordon, we can do here. We got such a long growing season. I don't know if they give him that tractor, preacher, or let him have a lease on that tractor for free. Well, I've seen it before. I've actually, I worked at tractor dealerships my whole life. We've actually done that. We gave the swamp loggers a skidder one time. Well, we get a little more than that, Cody, for most of our stuff. And we were talking about it today, but we're getting $3.50 dressed weight for pigs when we sell them. So a 200-pound pig, dressed. 250-pound pig dressed out about 200. So that's pretty good money. But a lot of the problem I got is most of my cow pasture is wet, wet, wet. It's just not conducive with hogs. But I'm tickled to death somebody can get them a tractor, even if it's a lease on it. Even though they let them have it for 3 years, that's still a blessing. They especially don't have one. We got a skid steer loader and several tractors, so I don't. Hey, doing things different. I'm gonna try this. Rontaria Scott. If I messed your name up, I'm sorry. No, B-Bird dressed is slaughtered and hang weight. I guess some people use hang weight. And kaleidoscope, I ain't really locked into that. Well, that's right, Cody. A friendly loader is a wonderful thing. Hey, Randy. Oh, I already spoke to you, Randy. I'm sorry. Mass person, they're still Ferguson's. 90 days, same as cash. Well, we've been talking about buying a Mahindra Rockstar. I bet to have, Gordon, I don't know what hog prices will go to. I don't want to scare anybody off. It's $3.50 a pound, $3.50 times 200, and they got to pay the dressing fee, which is another $10. I mean, $1.10. That's a lot of money for a hog. But then somebody pointed out to me that it was $5 a pound at the grocery store. So, hey, Patch of Heaven. So maybe it ain't that bad, Well, Cody, we're still cleaning them. Mostly what I clean are barbecue pigs, what I dress here. And we pull them up with a block and tackle. And you use the boom on the back of the tractor. Are you talking about a hog or a cow doing things different? Well, I'll be honest with you, Geeky. There's been some people been real nice to us and sent us mess. You might better doing things different. The hog don't go as far as you think they would. 7 does, preacher. 7 does to get them. Other than that, you got to get you 2 bricks. B-bird, half a round. 3/4 of a round. We have some of them around here. You got to let about half the air out the tire so it'll pull that way. You can hold the steering wheel against it to run a road straight. But I tell you, if you pull that steering shaft out of it, there's a little woodruff key, little half moon key in there that's probably wore out. Is going to be a lot of your trouble. And you can take, if the shaft is wore out, you can take a piece of like 5,000 shim stock and wrap the new key and drive it in there. Or if you're really, really good with a Dremel tool, you can cut the hole out. You can weld the hole up and cut it back out. Well, the truth is you do have to be wear-free stuff, but we do get some stuff for free. I get fence post and wire and, but you're right, you owe a favor at the least, Y'all know how the favor deal works, somebody run to your house and help you bury a cat, and the next week they call and you want you to help them bury a cow. It don't quite always work out either. But the only thing that's different talking about killing hogs, we probably go through 6 a year. But I like mine a little light. I won't kill 220, 230 pound hogs. We don't cook out that much, y'all. Lord. Yeah, Jim, that's a neat little trick to know. And well, free advice is something else, Kaleidoscope. I've often heard it. The most time free advice is you get what you pay for. What's Gordon saying? I've lost a comment. It won't come back up. Hey, T.J. Foster, the artist. That's right, Amber. That's the way you got to do it. Well, Cody, the only reason we don't do it here ourselves is one, and this is important. This is what I'm about to tell you. We have a slaughterhouse we can trust. And that is a bigger deal than you think it would be. But we have got a slaughterhouse that when I get when we get our pigs or cows back, I'm pretty sure we're getting our meat back. That is a much bigger deal than you think it would be. And they'll vacuum seal it. And I don't have enough help. I mean, we can do it if we had to. Not really, Alex. Most of that's going to be the little detent. Well, I tell you what you can do. You can pull the shift cover off of it, the steering column and the shift cover. And there's going to be 3 or 4 holes there across the front of it that's got little detents in them and springs on top of it. Sometimes it ain't nothing but the spring broke. But you can't get to them without pulling the top of the transmission, the steering column. Oh yeah, preacher. I'm glad to hear that. I know you're excited about that. Well, preacher, you could probably keep her in with 2 strands. That's what most people around here do. The only reason I have 4 strands in that one spot I've got is because of a milk cow. A milk cow jump worse than a beef cow will. That's right, the only thing is different. If you find one you can trust, well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear anybody's making some money. That's going to be I think expense is going to go up, the pay is going to go down this year. Just to show the world. But that's the way things go. Hogs are selling good here. I think beef's gonna sell good later. But I did a little figuring on it. I found out a pencil on a piece of paper save you a lot of trouble too. And I can get 2 feeder steers at the ridiculously low price cows sell at now. B-bird, that's not an uncommon problem either. Thank you, Kaleidoscope. You know, it's like us with rabbits. We watch people like Jim's in town guards, some other people that well, see, we don't, Cody, because we get $3.50 a pound for the pig, plus then the people getting the pig have to pay the butcher. But it's only $1 a pound here, $1.10 a pound to get them butchered. That's processed, packaged, and everything. And that's not that bad. But now I have had people tell me that it was $3 a pound to get their stuff processed. Hey, Turkey Hog. And what you run into here, Cody, I'll be honest with you. A hog killing here, most time when people kill hogs, we kill 15 at a time. Well, that means you got to get the whole neighborhood to help. And what we've always run into is you got to feed them 3 times that day. You got to provide them something to drink. You got to do this, you got to do that, and then you got to send everybody home with some meat. And if you ain't careful, like my daddy used to kill 15 a year, and he'd give 5 of them away. 5 of them would go to pay to help the rest of them. And then we just don't have the, there ain't enough people left that know how to do it if you're going to have a real, honest to God, old-timey hog killing. Like, you know, the old women used to sit around there and cut up crackings and make lard. I mean, it's hard work. And, yes, the sheep and goats are so tough to keep in. Old beef cow, if you get them broke to an electric fence, most times you keep them with 2 strands. One strand's for the calf and the top strand's for the cow. Well, Randy, pigs are, I don't know, by far the best thing we've ever messed with. I mean, that's just always been that way. In certain years, you can make money on cows, about every 5 years or so. Yes, baby bird, you sure can. Now, I don't pay the processing, Cody. The customer pays the processing.
Yeah.
I get $3.50 a pound, which means I'm making about 2 and some change profit a pound, and the customer has to pay the processing. Or we'll do $4.50 and I pay the processing. Well, doing things different, that was kind of my experience with the sheep. What we ran into was everything in the world kills sheep. Rabbits kill sheep. Crows kill sheep. I mean, I think I had some deer kill some sheep one time. I mean, I'm being sarcastic. But everything in the world kills sheep. And we just didn't have any luck with them. A dog that normally wouldn't hurt anything. That is a problem, Alex, because we've got 4 available to us, and honestly, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. Well, you know, ask Darlene about some of that.
Oh, sorry.
We've carried pigs and cows slaughterhouses that I didn't want to leave them when I carried them. What about the one? I got a little story about that, and I'm going to take a break and walk around. We carried the pigs to a slaughterhouse here in Selma, North Carolina. That's all I'm going to tell you, or Wilson, North Carolina. For anybody local that might need to know this. And
we didn't like so much.
We ain't gonna name a name, but anyway, it won't Flowers. I will tell you that much. Flowers is the cool deal. They're the ones you need to go to.
The next town over.
Well, I think it's technically the same town, but anyway, when we went to pick up our pigs, shh, Randy, don't talk about stuff like that. But I will warn you, the sheep will bring out the bad in something. Old dog ain't never messed with nothing to kill a sheep. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Gordon. Just remember the 3S rule, Randy. That's right, Jim, but Sometimes it's hard to convince your customers of that. They think they're buying farm direct, they're supposed to get a deal. And I'm still making right much more money than I would if I was selling them to the slaughterhouse. So you got to find your little happy medium there. But anyway, this place here had they dressed my pig. My pig was light. I was sitting there arguing with them about how much the pig weighed. And I looked up on the wall and they had all their pork prices. Well, the other slaughterhouse I deal with will buy a pig from me every once in a while. Sometimes I'll give them a pig to dress the rest of them. I mean, it's stuff to help me. So I asked them, I said, y'all buy pigs? No. Do y'all raise pigs? No. I won't raise. Well, where in the fine hell are you getting this pork you selling at then? If you don't buy no pigs, don't raise no pigs. I bet that's why my pig's 50 pounds live, ain't it? And that boy got mad, didn't he? The only thing is different. The only thing I'll tease you, don't really want a Jersey. Other than that, go for it. Holstein beef's fine. That's what I grew up eating was Holstein beef. Don't let people tell you that different breeds taste. It has to be a certain breed to taste right for the. Well, Jim, I always remember we're in a poor area. There ain't a lot of money around here, and our rich folks would be poor by most people's standards. Would be middle class, probably lower middle class. Weaned pigs breeding stock, Cody, is $250 for breeding stock. That's a bull or gilt. And the cubs we usually sell for meat pigs, just straight up. Which our cub could be his ears not laying right, tail curling the wrong way, wrong color, ears too pricked or something. Something that won't make a breeding hog or show pig. We usually sell them for $80 to $100 for a weaned pig, which usually weighs about 35 pounds. No, B-Bird, they are not. They claim they're red meat. I've had some pork off of a couple of them now. Had some people in the neighborhood raise them, and they ain't. They're like an emu or an alpaca, Yeah, I've seen a few acres farm. Well, let me be honest about something, Jim. Everybody around here tried the small cows. Hey, Michael, what's going on? And they kind of lost their butt. I mean, royally lost their butt. Most of them were dealing with Galloways and Scotch Highlands. Now, Scotch Highlands do not do good in the South, I will go ahead and tell you that. The Galloways, you can raise them, but nobody will bid on them at an auction, and there seems to be no homesteader market. They're like a bantam chicken. They've got a place. And that's right, Kaleidoscope. The Magnolises just feed out slow. And they're a true lard type hog, which is almost obsolete now. Unless you're killing at home and you're going to make lard, a true lard type hog is, yeah, B-Bird, I believe that. That's kind of the same thing. We've had some of the mini Angus here. I guess that's the American Aberdeens. That's what they would be. And they have a place, but I can't recommend them. I can see the advantage. If your choices are have Belty Galloways or American Aberdeens, and if that's the only way you're going to have cows, you got enough pasture for 3 or 4 of them, go for it. But commercially, they just don't be there. You got to sell them to somebody for breeding stock. And then what we ran into around here was everybody got their cows from the same place, so you couldn't prevent inbreeding, and it was just a bunch of junk. Yeah, we call them Black Angus. Jordan, y'all probably call them Aberdeens. And they call the minis. They make a small one that we call a American Aberdeen.
That's what B-Bird said he's got, American Aberdeen.
Yes, preacher, acres enough for one steer to feed out to eat. That's right, Jim. We scrape them, scald them, and scrape them. Michael, did you have that on Facebook? I think I saw that. Yeah, I saw that little Hampshire looking pig, little red Hampshire looking pig. We've had to do that a time or two. We fed ours on
They
canned
can't
milk.
save the mama when they do that.
No, that's the hard realities of farming. Sometimes that happens. You end up losing the litter of pigs and the mama. You remember the donkey the other day?
Yeah.
Hey, Sharon. I don't know if you've been here already or not. That's the first time I saw you. Well, man, this for a minute because I got to walk around. There's my legs asleep. Well, you know, believe it or not, Gordon, all these Vitos are the cheap stores here. And ain't no such thing as certified Angus beef, too. Y'all know that, don't you? The name of the outfit is certified Angus. It's not the kind of beef it is. Any cow with black eyes is certified Angus. There's a lawsuit about that, too. The American beef growers were trying to sue them for all that mess because it's hurting the people trying to grow real cows. Well, get in front of the camera, bro.
Oh, all right. We are. I'm trying to catch up on the comments. He's expecting. Well, she's supposed to be the first week in June, so we're in the first week of June. Any minute we're gonna get a litter. I'm hoping any minute we're gonna get a litter of pigs. We went to help out a friend. I don't remember if I told y'all about this or not last live. They had a donkey that was trying to give birth, and I don't know how long that poor thing suffered because she couldn't do anything. She couldn't get started. And Chris went out there and he says, y'all gonna have to call the vet because she's too far. I think we're gonna lose her. And the vet got out there and said that she had been trying for at least a couple of days, that she was that the baby was already starting to go bad in her, and she could, instead of, it just won't gonna work, and there wasn't no way to save her. That was hard because we were sitting there when they put her down. Just, it happens a lot, and we try to take care of everything and not lose it, but you know, you still lose your stuff, and I hate it. I hate it for them. They weren't even ours. That was a friend of ours that was asking for help. One of our donkey, and it still hurt. You know, I hated to see it, which I'm not sure. He walked outside to go check on her. I'm not sure if he's back yet or not. Not quite. I don't know. Maybe. I hear him. He's coming up.
Oh, what a mess.
I was talking about the donkey and how I hated it, and it wasn't even our donkey. It was a friend, and a friend of a friend. Actually, a friend called us for help, but it was somebody else's.
Well, who lost pigs?
Michael was telling about that.
Oh, Sharon lost pigs. She didn't eat them, did she, Sharon?
Did she lay on them? She could be laying on them.
Nah, well, they could be under, or she could have ate them. Has she had any more?
Well,
Sharon, we got a sow. Might be having pigs now. I should have went there and checked them.
I thought that's where you were going.
No, I shut the shop up.
So you probably were going to go check on them.
Well, take a flashlight right quick, Michelle.
Where is the flash? The flashlight I always use is not in here anymore.
Yes, preacher, they will. I've got our old sow clean up anything that's dead. If a pig dies, she mashes one, she's gonna eat it.
She'll sit there and
And
pull
don't
on
watch
it.
them eat them. If they start eating them, turn your head and look away. It'll give you nightmares.
She'll pull on it and make sure it don't move.
Yeah, well, I tell you, this kind of interesting. If she's got one dead, she'll nudge him with her nose. And if he don't move, then she'll real gentle. Which watching this big 800-pound sow, she's a huge sow. But watching her do it, but she'll get him by the tip of his tail or something and drag him about a foot. And if he don't move, then she put her foot on his head, rip him in half, and chew him up and then eat the other half. Bones crunching like she's eating M&M. Well, Sharon, if she laid on them and mashed them, which that happens, I mean, right much, you know. If she laid, yeah, Gordon, we've heard tell of that too. Turkey Hollow, we got 6 inches in 2 days. It's about to kill us. We were bone dry. Everybody was praying for rain. We overdid it. And got 6 inches at one time. And Sharon, they'll eat them sometimes. Just the old folks would tell you it was a vitamin deficiency to make them do it worse. But I think we've about figured out over the years that it's something with the pregnancy hormones. That, well, eating afterbirth is, and that's a lot. 35. You talking about 35 inches of rain? That would we be flooded. That's hurricane stuff here. Thank you, Petway. Just glad to have you. We're gonna have to get off here. Well, I don't know. We got a little ways to go. And that's right. They may be under. Well, maybe it will, Randy. Hey, Tony. We don't have much trouble with it. Like I said, that old sow I've got, she'll clean up anything dead in the afterbirth. Most sows will clean up the afterbirth. Every once in a while, you'll get one or hear tell of one. I have people call me a lot when they say I was eating the pigs. And the muzzle, like Gordon talked about, which you can't hardly buy them. I guess you could probably make one. Would be a big plus if you could get them, but you can't get them here. We've looked. There's people talk about slushing them up, giving them beer. And, well, I hate to hear that, Randy. I'm glad to hear you getting a new one. All mine won't, Michael, but most of them will. You know, Sharon, we've had it so dry here. It was so dry here before this rain came. We went from drought to flood. That I was worried about respiratory problems with my pigs. It was so dusty. That's the truth. You talking about trimming pig hooves or goat hooves or? I ain't never trimmed a pig's foot. I'll check it out, preacher. I've never trimmed one B-bird. I assume it'd be about like trimming a sheep or a goat. I've trimmed a bunch of sheep and goat feet. I got a little pair of shears, but I've never had to trim a hog foot. Not even for the show. We've never even trimmed one for the show. Preacher, put that in the comments of that other video if you want. They'll let you. We're fixing to get the piggy report. Might be, Sharon, because I ain't never had to trim a big hog. Now goats, you got to stay right on top of goats. I tell you who would know, Sharon, would be Happy Quack. Anything? Got a hold of or anything? She smell piggy?
No, she's sound asleep. The 3 little pigs, they can't, well, they're not little anymore. They came to see what I was doing. She didn't even get up to see what I was doing.
In fact, next time she's up here, we'll ask her. But Amber over there and all. No, I have not, Godscope. I haven't seen him in a right good while. I don't know if he's trim ours every month or not, Preacher. They probably got trimmed once a year. When we bought a goat, they were bad off, we trim them. And I found out if after you trim them, you run a dehorning iron over them, you didn't have to do it for a long time. Yeah, we had a bad thunderstorm over here the other morning, Stephanie. And you know, when you have a thunderstorm, sleeping's over with. Because my big vicious dog is gonna try to get under you. He's gonna get into bed with you, and then get under you, or try to. And he had a bath lately. That was a bad experience for me.
Where did that go?
What?
Little dot. Where'd it go?
I looked at it and done away with it.
Oh.
Yeah, you can take your dehorning iron. We usually got a calf dehorning iron we used to use on the goats too, and run it down the sides of it, and it'll. Well, B-Bird, concrete, other than having to get up with the waste, is if I ever get where I can afford it, money's been the big hold up. My opinion is going to be half concrete. Under the shelter and the half the pen you feed and water them on is going to be concrete, and I'll leave the other half dirt. Especially these long thin pens, I'm going to pour 20 foot of concrete in them. Because with concrete, you ain't got to worry about burying the water troughs and burying the feed troughs, and you ain't got to worry about marring down when it's wet to get in there and mess with them. And a couple of these real small pens might get put on concrete, but you ain't going to shovel them out. Well, Mike, I'll be honest with you about something. We got I wanted concrete in my fairing houses so bad. That's just the way we've always done it.
Bad flies.
Yeah, flies are horrible here too, Preacher. But I'm gonna tell you, I save more pigs than doggone dirt.
She'll mess it around and get it soft.
Yeah, that's what we just came out of. See if it was low to mid 90s and powder dry. But on the soft dirt, B-Bird, they won't kill them as bad. If they lay on them, they'll mush them down in the dirt, and she'll go ahead, they'll squeal, and she'll go ahead and get up. She don't kill as many. Of course, we got the sides blocked off for ours with the pig. If it's cool enough, that pig will go to that heat lamp, you'll raise every one of them. That Stephanie's got banana trees. We got like 5 blueberries on our blueberry bushes.
We got a grapevine, but I don't think there's any grapes on it. The birds get.
Pretty sure the humidity was high here too. You talking about pen or shelter? Well, Michael, that's the deal here too. When we're dry, we're dry. When we're wet. But at least mine are on this sand hill. We don't have a big problem with standing water. Today they were kind of mucky if you look at the video. And we had one pen that was actually bad enough we had to take the bowl out of it.
Wow. 100 in South Dakota.
Well,
I think it got hot up there.
Swafford's got banana trees there too. Yeah, I didn't know it got that hot in South Dakota either.
I want some banana trees. But are the
B-Bird, the shelters are, yeah, Michael, if you got clay, see, that's the problem. We had the white clay down there at the other hog pen. And that white clay won't drain. Now, it's hard as a brick when it's dry, but it won't drain. When it gets wet, it's wet. And like I said, half and half sharing is what I think would be absolutely perfect. And all mine, Michael, had theirs under the Fahrenheit. We lock them in a Fahrenheit. So.
Not that white clay. I wouldn't. It's
Turkey Holl's got a problem with wild boar hogs. We're starting to get them around here too. I hope. Of course, they can't get in my pens. Well, Sharon, we do the same thing. You know, part of the time you're ditching the pens to dry them out, and other times you're running them a mud hole to stay cool because they do need a mud hole to stay cool. That's
and if
one of the
not, they're
advantages.
going to dip their water out or get caught in their water pen. Tell them about your anti-Houdini.
Yeah, I got water troughs built where they can't lay in them, and somehow or another I had a 75-pound gilt wiggle into one of them and get hung up.
And then she got hung up between the board and the ground, and she got hung up. And
I hope we don't end up with a problem with them, Turkey. I really do. Well, y'all better make do with that. But I know what you're talking about. They go under they dig a doggone bomb shelter, and then it fills up with water. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But getting attacked by some kind of flying something.
Well, that's right, Sharon. Part of mine, I'm misting mine down with water, wetting under the shelters because it's too dusty and the pigs are coughing. I'm scared they're going to get pneumonia. Next, they're cooking, dumping out the water. You fill the water trough up and they dump it out. Standing there looking at you, I fill it up again, so I dump it out again. I got to have a mud hole. And, yeah, we have trouble with tame hogs pushing under net wire, though. I really think that hog wire fencing we got is just for looks. I'm pretty sure the only thing at all keeping them in is the electric fence.
I want to tell you, when he got water spigots at the hog pens, and the hog pen down there, when it was down there, we got water down there. That was like the greatest day ever. Seriously, it was. Because you'd have to go down there on hot days, 2 or 3, 4 times a day, because they dump their water to make water.
And you can't teach them. You can't look at them. So when you saw a rascal, you dump your water out. You can wait till the night and get watered again. You dump it out again. You can't talk to them. They won't listen.
And we had buckets in a pull behind wagon. So getting that water put in was like the best thing ever, really.
That's what you have to do here too.
Didn't you feed them to something?
I don't know. Every time I tried to eat one, it was nasty. I mean, it was just wrong. Hey, Ken Kate, how are you doing? We tried to eat a few of them. Alex, we don't even pick them doggone grapes.
Well, we can't beat the birds to them. We don't get more than about that much some years.
I hate to say this. I don't even know if they're muscadines or scuppernongs. They're gold. I think they make them scuppernongs with them.
But blueberry jelly. Now, I made blueberry jelly.
That ain't a bad idea,
2 years. I make, it's kind of a mixture.
Well, I know they can jump a 4-foot fence, B-Bird. I believe that. It was my old big, fat, domestic boars can clear 4 foot. I'm sure that wild boy probably better than that. Dwarf banana. I need a dwarf banana.
Are the bananas fit and eat? Or are they more like plantains?
Yeah, I know they will, Randy. I know they will.
Yep, 5-gallon buckets. I've never done blueberry syrup. I'm not sure how to do that.
Well, I'll tell you about the grapevine. I'm trying to catch up on.
Make blueberry.
Ken Kate, I hope we're going to have some tonight.
Like a blueberry, it's the stuff left over when you make the jam. I take the blueberry compost, like a blueberry compost, and make cobbler out of it. That's some of the best cobbler ever. And he's not real crazy about cobbler, but he likes that.
Well, I was going to tell you about the grapevine. Okay, the grapevine is 100 years old, and my grandmama planted it, and supposedly they come from a cutting from our ancestral home. And if it weren't for that, I'd hook a chain around it and hook it to a Ferguson tractor and drag it out the ground and go throw it in the woods.
It's not
Because
very
it's always
productive.
something to worry me to death. Trimming the grapevine, fertilizing the grapevine just to feed the birds or the
Yeah.
squirrels or the neighbors. Because one year we got like 5 grapes on it, and a neighbor comes and said, "Ooh, you got grapes," and ate my 5 grapes.
Yeah. Honestly, it may be the squirrels. I blame the birds, but it's not very productive to begin with. So what we do get, they get to it before we do.
And I fertilize it. It's just old. And I understand they'll age out. Like, there's some things you can do. I've heard a few tricks supposed to be able to make them go back to producing, but it's just so old. It's that big around at the base, and it's been trimmed back so it's only chest high and 50 foot long, and it's just
We've turned it back a
patty
few
gas,
times.
I think.
I was gonna make grapevine roofs one year. I did make grapevine roofs one year.
I don't know if it's a muscadine or a scuppernong. It's the gold grapes, not the brown ones, not the black ones. Which one are the gold ones? Muscadines or scuppernongs?
We don't really have any elderberry around here that we found anyway.
Paul's got a mulberry bush around there.
That's not elderberry.
Hey, Free American. Yeah, I don't think we're an elderberry. Somebody tried to tell us we had them, we just didn't know what they were.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
But unless it's a barberry, I don't know what it would be.
Yeah, it doesn't. I haven't seen anything that looks like it. Anything remotely that looks like it here.
That's right, they do have to be. We cut it back, though.
Yeah. What?
That might be right, Randy. I get them mixed up. I can't keep them straight. I'm not a fruit tree. I'll be honest with you. When I was growing up, man, we grew everything except fruit. I'd say something to my daddy about, now we grow pecan trees and stuff like that, but as far as fruit trees, you say something about a fruit tree, you say, well, Uncle such and such, you got 4 pear trees. We want some pears. We just go around there. He's too sorry to even pick them up over the ground. Our old cousin such and such has got peach trees. We want peaches. We just go over there and get them.
Where are you at, Swafford?
See, the only thing I picture they'd be a barberry.
But strawberries are red.
Same thing as blackberries.
Yeah, red and polka dot and like dotty.
No, they're black. People call them blackberries.
Well, we have blackberries that grow wild,
That's the only way they'll grow.
and we have raspberry type things that grow wild. I'm not sure if they're full-blooded raspberries.
They're barberries. They just ain't right. When they get ripe, they turn black.
Well, and neither one of them are elderberry.
I don't think so.
No, I don't. I'm pretty sure they're not. Because elderberry are like, almost look like pomegranate insides, almost. But bigger.
We got huckleberries and briarberries
I also huckleberry.
and mulberries.
What is it? I know
Huckleberries are wild blueberries.
wild blueberry. Okay. I knew it was something other than a huckleberry.
That's why we planted the blueberries. That's the reason we got blueberries, because the huckleberry trees grow so good around here. If they grow good wild, people sure you grow blueberry.
Oh,
You got to touch the screen.
oh, okay. No wonder.
What do you think I'm sitting there tapping on the screen for?
Kincaid said never asked your opinion on KW trucks. I don't know what KW trucks are.
Kenworths.
Is that what it is?
Nah, they about as sorry as all the rest of them. I mean, the back got more trucks, I reckon. You know.
Well, you don't. I want to be honest. My grandma, actually both my sets of grandparents, had grapevines, and one set, he took good care of that grapevine. He loved that grapevine. He'd trim it back and had grapes
Usually the
every
thing you
year.
look at is something sorry it does.
Well, on the other side, my grandma, she just had this great, big, huge grapevine. You know how they made with They would make it into like a canopy, and you'd walk under it, and she'd have more grapes than she knew what to do with it every year, and never do anything to it. Never cut it back. Never do anything. And I mean, both of them had plenty of grapes. Just one of them took care of it, one of them didn't, and just I don't know. I guess it just depends on where it's
Let
at.
me tell you how some of that works. You remember your goats used to eat tin cans?
Yeah.
Tell them that.
Okay. When I was little,
That happens more than you think.
we had goats. My daddy had goats, and to be honest, we had goats to clear out undergrowth because we had a bunch of land behind the house, and he cut down the trees, but the undergrowth was still a problem. So he bought all these goats, and I'd always heard that billy goats would eat anything. I was young, I didn't know any better. So I'd go out there and feed them tin cans. And the goats would come up and they'd grab hold of the cans and they'd start chewing on them. And I think that the goats were eating the tin cans. Well, finally my daddy told me one day, stop throwing those tin cans out there. And I'm like, why? The goats eat them. He's like, no, they don't. They eat the paper off of it, and then they throw them down, and I have to go out there and pick them up. So I thought that the goats were eating tin cans, but they were actually just eating the paper off, the labels off of them. And
Good tale, because there's a lot of stuff goes on like that.
so
Like her
goats don't
grandma,
eat anything.
her grandmama might have not known the boy that cut her grass was fertilizing the grapevine or something too now. I run into that a lot. I have people tell me, we never did this, we never
Hey,
did
Bobby.
that. And they didn't know that Daddy was doing it when they weren't looking, you know. Hey, Bobby. Oh, Sarah's talking about her boy. Getting ours back in is easy. You walk to the house and get a honey bun. You can do anything you want to with a hog with a honey bun once they get to know what they are.
Or pretty much any kind of bread.
B-bird, that's a normal problem. If you don't have a woven wire fence, an electric fence with it too, goats are very hard. I always remember we used to be in the goat business. You used to keep 300 does. Well, that's a good thing, Preacher. They ought to be in. Oh, that's probably just out of fruit now, to be honest with you. Well, it's the truth, Sharon. Honey doesn't make a hog do anything. That old big pet sow we got, she'll come if she's yoking one. She knows what it sounds like when you open. Oh, the ones I've seen are round berry. It's kind of crumply looking. You could cross them back to a Hampshire. You could cross them to a Duroc, a Spot. Really anything you want. We try to avoid land race. And a white pig is a hard sale here. And really, a Duroc, a Spot, straight Hampshire's good. If I want into the Duroc so much, we'd have done some Hampshires. And I've used any of my crossbred stuff's got a hamp in it.
Kiki, they have anything real little that you can send us in the mail?
What, elderberry?
Yeah, wrap it with wet paper towels.
A lot of it's just personal preference for the Americans. It's whatever you want. Right, the Berkshires we got around here, sorry. I don't like Berkshire. The Durocs will normally be a little bit bigger, more muscular. have bigger hams, and that's a floppier and red. But the best selling hog here is a Hamp Duroc Cross. If you can get red listed, prick-eared sight gills or boar, either one, they got to be purdy. They got to be red listed, red with the white stripe and white front feet and prick ears, and you name your price for them. They sell like hotcakes. I'm hearing some good things about the Gloucesters, the old spots.
I don't know, but the Arbor Committee will give you free trees. So I know you can probably mail them, but I don't know about selling them.
You gonna get the most pork belly off of hand race, got an extra vertebrae there longer. And that'd probably be the only difference.
Good night, B-Bird.
The best, good night, B-Bird. The best comes off of an intermediate hog. It's not really a bacon type and not really a hard type. It's got a little more fat than the straight bacon type pig and less than a hard type pig. Usually about the best. Needs the best trimming, less waste. And I always remember waste is a thing, if you know too much waste.
Good night, Michael.
Good night, Michael. I think we're going to jump on off here too.
Yeah.
Just a few minutes. Ain't going to be long.
Is Bobby still up there?
Oh. Jim, we just might not call them the same thing. I run that a lot. We got a different language down here a little bit. We have different names for everything. But there's a white mulberry too. The ones I saw there, they were red. Good night, Tony. I think we're gonna jump on off here and go check on my sow.
Huh. That sounds kind of interesting.
That sounds like a barberry.
Yeah.
What do they grow on it? They grow on like a cat bar? Well, I think we're going to let everybody say good night. I appreciate everybody being here, and I hope we helped y'all out. I hope y'all enjoyed it and got to talk to everybody. I'm going to cough myself to death for some reason. Well, thank you, Jimmy. I think y'all, I don't know, she might not even try to have me now.
No, she'll wait till tomorrow night when it's supposed to storm.
Well, Free America, we're here. If you have any questions, just be sure to tell me. I'd check that out, Jim. But we do all this stuff to help people. I mean, that's the only reason we do it, Free America. And the fellowship and the friends we've made. And well, the Herefords got a lot of Duroc in it. Really, the only difference between a Hereford and a Duroc is the white head and the white feet. And I used to could tell you what they crossed to get them. Well, check that out, Jim. I don't dislike the Herefords, but I'd rather just have the Durocs. Just personal preference. Yeah, that's right. She'll have them at 3 o'clock. That's when they always have them.
It would rain.
Yeah.
If it's in the summertime, it'll be raining. There's been a lot of nights when we've waited up for them to. Chris likes to be out there with them. Turkey Hollow said Herefords a three-way cross. Durox, Chester White, and China Bola.
Well, believe it or not, that's what our pigs are. So I can't say too much about them because our crossbred stuff is Poland, China, Chester White, and Durox.
Are those the ones that come out with white feet? Or white socks?
But ours got a little hamster in them too.
Alright, y'all have a great weekend. Have a good night. Thank you, Turkey. Said looking forward to next time.
Well, we'll try to get up a little early.
Yeah. It always kind of sneaks up on us.
Well, when it gets dark at 9 o'clock. Who knows what that is?
That's if you're Southern. That's true. That is true.
I like a Chester White hog. They just don't sell good.
For some reason, my brain didn't think I had school today or something. I overslept this morning.
Well, good night, y'all. We're going to jump off here, and if I figure out how to get off of it. But we really did appreciate it. And we'll see you next week. And I thank you.